There's nothing like, well, I love to say it, being in the green room. This is where the magic happens. It's where it all goes down. And we're with the one and only Ilene. Now, you'll read her bio and all the wonderful things she does, but let's hear it from her. Let's find out who is Ilene, and more importantly, let's find out what is she up to these days. Isn't that what you want to know? What is she up to? So Ilene, tell them, who are you and what are you up to these days?
Well, Shay, first, thanks so much for having me on the show. It's my pleasure to be here and share some time with you and your divine audience. Who am I? I am the heart healer, and I have been serving people for the last over 25 years, working in vibrational healing and helping people along their healing journey. And my roots come in terms of being in service from nursing. And I've been in nursing for over 50 years. I started out working with kids up in Philadelphia at Children's Hospital, and they're always still in my heart. So I work a lot with entrepreneurs, and that's what I'm up to. My business, fortunately, with the pandemic and everything, I'm able to do just about 99% of the services that I do in person, virtually. So I've been really blessed to be able to continue to serve. I live down here in South Florida, where the weather is exquisite right now, and that's pretty much what I'm up to. I'm doing my thing here in the tropics.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, that's incredible. And folks, when they heard the word vibrational healing, they're wondering what in the LL Cool J Shay is vibrational healing, and why should I care as a dualpreneur, someone who gets up all day and works, and then they work in their business full time, or the single mom or the single dad or the married couple that's taking care of a family right now, like anyone that's tuning in, and there are a lot of entrepreneurs and leaders, why should they care about vibrational healing? And first, you got to tell them, what is it? We all want to know, okay? At least your definition of it.
Okay. So I think the simplest way of defining it, and it is my way, because I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
It's that everything is energy. Quantum physics tells us that everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies or rates of speed. And what that means is that your physical body, although it feels solid, gives the illusion of being solid, it's really energy vibrating at a much lower frequency than perhaps your speech, the tone of your voice, the sounds of different instruments, right? We have so many different ranges in frequencies, and the lower the frequency, the more solid the item feels. The higher the frequency, the lighter it is, right? So when we look at things from a vibrational medicine or an energy healing perspective, if everything is energy, then everything is potentially able to be healed. We're not as solid as allopathic medicine has us believe. And so it opens up the possibilities for healing very differently than if we limit ourselves to the understanding or belief, shall we say, that we're solid beings with cells, and if something's wrong with a cell, that's it, right? There's a lot of expansiveness and possibilities when we look at things from an energetic perspective. Even our emotions, when we think about energy, our emotions have their own range of frequencies. And the ones that are a really low frequency are the ones that don't feel good. They're the ones that we judge as negative because they don't feel good. And the ones that are a much higher frequency are the ones that feel really good, with love at the top of that hit parade of emotions and fear being at the bottom. And anger right above fear is always an expression, of fear. So if we think of things energetically, it brings us into a very different perspective about who we are and the world that we live in. And I believe it just opens up lots more possibilities of what we can do with it.
I love what you're talking about, man. That's so powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, for those folks that are out there, we've got a show. We're going to get going in just a few moments, and we're going to have her break down this whole vibrational healing. But more importantly, for all the entrepreneurs out there, she'll be talking about how the heart is really the secret to you having a successful business. She didn't say making money. She didn't say just putting dollars out there. She said the heart. And we're going to ask when we come back why. I mean, I'm curious. You might be curious. So with that being said, we've got a show for everyone that's out there. Lindsay is out there right now. Carol's out there right now. Melissa, what's going on over in Texas, by the way? So many folks are tuning in right now. We'll be back. We got a show in 5 is my favorite part. 4, 3. We'll see you in a minute. 2, 1. We'll be right back. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Well, that's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission is to provide you, that's right, you watching, you the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And I always like to share when I start these that I believe you have 3 visions. I believe this in my heart. I believe first you have a vision for yourself. Like there's a certain way that you want to live. There's certain clothes that you want to wear. There's certain food, we hope it's organic, by the way, that you want to eat. And it takes resources, which means it takes revenue to make that a reality. And then I believe there's a second vision you have. You have a vision for your loved ones. I mean, the ones that you care the most about every single day. You think about that. Mother dear, she's 73 years old. She lives 15 minutes down the road. Get a chance to hang out with her, by the way. She's already had the second shot, if y'all know what I'm talking about, a couple of weeks ago, okay? She's crossed that barrier, but she has a lot of fun shopping on Amazon. Now, I mean, you know, the Amazon card is connected to somewhere, Mother dear. It's not Santa Claus, by the way, but she's having so much fun. And maybe you want to send your kids to a school of your choice. Maybe you want to write a check for someone's health care insurance or a cause you believe in. And you know what it takes? It takes revenue to purchase those resources, to make it a reality. And then the third vision you have is you have a vision for the people you were called to serve. And I like to talk about one of the characters in the Bible, and you don't have to be a believer, although I am, but you don't have to be. But I always like to talk about Noah. Because you think about Noah, he could have just got started by himself on this thing. He could have got himself a little boat, put his family in there, tossed a few chickens in there, a couple goats. Maybe some of y'all want him to have a hog in there. I get that. Okay, so he shoves a hog in there, and he would have been just fine. But the vision was much bigger than him, and maybe that's you right there. Imagine before he got started on that journey, there was a knock at the door. And they said, yo, Noah. And they did say yo back in the day, by the way. Yo, there's a problem, man. There's no hammers in the house. What? No hammers? No big deal. Yo, Noah, Shorty. They did say Shorty back in the day. Shorty over here, my bro, Shorty. Then guess what? They ain't no nails either. No hammer, no nails. I'm not going to panic. And someone yells, Noah. They're all the way in the back. Imagine that. And they're waving their hands frantically. Noah, I've got to report. There's no people and there's no wood to put the boat together. Good luck. And maybe that's you. You're trying to get the business going. Now you're going to learn the secret is your heart. And now is your time. This is your moment. So with that being said, let me welcome the one and only Ilene to the platform. What's going on, Ilene? How are you?
I'm great, Shay. Thanks so much for having me today. It's wonderful to be here. Your energy is so vibrant. It makes you wake up. It's wonderful.
Thank you. Well, it is an honor to have you here. Let's just address the elephant in the room, okay? You said the heart is the center. of a business owner's success. And the first people say is why? Like that's got to be the biggest question of why does this person really believe that the heart is the center of a success for entrepreneurs? Can you take a moment and kind of share that? Because you picked a topic. You could have picked any topic you want, but you picked this topic. Talk to us if you would, please.
I'm happy to. As the heart healer, it is my soul's purpose, my passion, to remind everyone, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, that we're all here for the same reason, to remember how to be a loving presence in our relationship with ourselves, to make loving choices. I don't know about you. Do you think humanity's having a little bit of a challenge with that, right? And so when we think about if that's the reason we're all here, which is what I believe, then when we reflect it to how we are here in service and we relate it to being an entrepreneur, who you are in your relationship with yourself is reflected or mirrored in all of your relationships. And that includes in your relationship with your business. It shows up in your relationship with your clients or customers, with the people that you do joint ventures with the people that are on your team, that do your marketing, that do your social media, that do whatever it is that is part of the success of your business. You are the heart of your business, and your heart is the heart of who you are. And the more you're connected to that, the more you're connected to the energy of being loving with you, the more available you are on a very different level with the people that you serve. It almost is as if it shifts everything. Just like if your heart's not functioning in your body will cease to exist. So it is that when you are consciously connected to your heart and in this healthy, loving relationship with yourself, your business will continue to expand and grow. That's one side of it. The other side of it is that from a metaphysical or spiritual perspective, energetically, we are in an age of energy that is very supportive of the frequency of love. What that means in simple terms is the more loving you are, the more you're able to manifest. It's just the way it goes, right? And so companies with a heart, the old boys club is not going to survive in the next decades. But companies that are coming from the heart, companies that have care and concern for their consumers, for those who they serve, starting with their relationship with themselves, are going to flourish in the coming years. And those are two perspectives on why the secret to being successful as an entrepreneur is to start at the heart.
Start at the heart. For the person who's like, I get this. I'm an entrepreneur. It sounds good. Where do I start if I'm leading a team, especially now virtually? Because they're like, all right, you know what? She's right. I knew it intellectually, but I haven't really made that a priority. A sales goal is a priority up there, right? Building a website is a priority, but they're like,
right.
That makes sense, Shay. So what would be Ilene's recommendation of how I start? And we want to talk to the entrepreneurs out there right now. They likely have less than 10, what I would call employees, but they're really 1099. So they're like folks who work for them. And if they're in America, they're not W-2s, what we call them in America. But they're really folks that are connected to their business and they're providing different services. And like, Shay, I got a problem. I like what I'm hearing, but how do I get connected to these type of folks? And it's a fair question. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, she's perfectly okay with giving her perspective. I mean, she's here to serve and to add value. But before she do that, you can serve her. Here's how you can do that. Hit the share button. Like that little button right there, you can hit that share button and you can pay this message forward to your group, or you can copy the link and paste it forward to your organization. We believe in the giver's economy. The person outgives the competition, out-earns the competition. So Ilene's okay with that. Hit the share button. When the button pops up, just put the secret is in your heart. Just put the secret is in your heart. Just do that right now. That's what you're saying the secret is. All right, I'm going to turn it back over to you. They're hitting the share button. Thank you all for doing that. We appreciate that. We want to touch as many lives as possible. All right, back to the challenge. How does the person do it? It's got a lot of folks virtually that work for them, but they're not really direct employees.
Well, it's a great question, because how did we start? You asked the question, what's vibrational healing? If we remember that everything is energy, right? And that love is the highest vibrational frequency. That's why it feels so darn good, and why it is so healing, right? And why when we're in a low vibrational emotion like fear or anger or irritation and annoyance, it doesn't feel good. And it's not life affirming. So when we consciously choose to connect in with our hearts, with ourselves, and we check in with that connection before we communicate with our team, the people that help us to serve others in whatever capacity they do, then the beauty of this is that the vibration or the energy of love is felt by them. And so it is more motivating, it is more empowering, because when we speak from the heart, we don't judge. When we speak from the heart, we don't shame. We don't belittle. When we speak from the heart, the words that come out of us and our actions that follow are empowering. They recognize what someone else's gifts and talents are and what their contribution is to a team dynamic or a community dynamic. And by behaving in this way, beginning with the heart with ourselves and expanding that to include how we are being with others, and even how we set our goals and missions for our businesses to be in alignment with that, everything tends to flow much more smoothly than if we go in a way that is more judging, shaming, blaming, not valuing. Because when we value ourselves, then that's translated in who we are being in our relationships with everyone and everything else. So you really do see that the heart is the center of all of it. And I really believe that because as an entrepreneur, our service is so integral to the structure of our communities locally, and our national communities and our international communities, because it is commerce. It is the way money flows and benefits us all. And when we are doing this business that we are doing, whatever it is that is our passion, our soul's purpose, and we do it from a place of loving presence, there's no stopping us. You know, as Shay said, who we serve, right? The people that we serve is the core. If we are in service and we're passionate about it, everything expands and grows from that. And when we do it from the heart, not only does it feel good, it feels good to the people that we are relating to and communicating with, no matter who they are, that represents and or comprises our entrepreneurial business, whether it's a client or customer or someone who we're partnering with or anyone that's working with us that's helping us be successful.
Love it. What is Ilene's big why these days? Why are you just so passionate about this? Why do you have so much fire about this? I mean, I get it. You did your thing in nursing. I did it. You did a number of things. But we're just curious, what's your big why these days? Why do you do this? You could be doing a whole lot of other things with your time right now, but you're so passionate about this.
I think it's always been the same why, maybe morphed a little bit as I've gotten older. I'm still expressing who I am as a nurse. That is my license to touch. There's a nursing diagnosis called energy field disturbance that gives me the privilege of having a private practice in vibrational healing to do what I do, to be in service. So I've always, since I was a child, picture this. I don't even remember how old I was. Let's say maybe 7 or 8 years old. It's Halloween. I've got the nurse's uniform on as my costume, with a little white uniform and my white sneakers and a little fake stethoscope and a little white cap. And that's who I became. And so in the different expressions of who I have been as a nurse, the core value, the core purpose is to be of service for others in their healing journey. It's changed how it's looked through the years. When you work in a clinical setting, it's very different than when you are working at a law firm, which I did for the middle part of my career, a law firm that was doing healthcare law. And so we served healthcare providers within that legal dynamic. And ever since I started my private practice as part of Vibrational Healing from the Heart Inc., it's all about finding the way through my process, right? Because I am a conscious channel, and so I bring wisdom through. So when you work with me, you get like a combination of the wisdom that comes through as well as all these years of life experience, right? And it's all about empowering the client to be able to get their own ahas rather than telling them what I see or what I feel or what I know. It's about finding the words, the language, the tools to help them to find that themselves, which is so much more meaningful and powerful for us as individuals. And by knowing what it is that is the root cause for an issue that they're dealing with, and by offering them tools to choose from that will move them forward in clearing it and feeling empowered to step into the who of who they are choosing to be, that's a big why. The bigger why is, as I said before, my soul's purpose is to remind us all of why we're here. That we're here to remember how to be a loving presence with ourselves first and with everything that we do. Well, we're all connected energetically. So when you get your aha, when you choose to live from the heart, then you're expanding the vibration or the energy of love that benefits of us all on this planet and the planet herself. Because there are no boundaries to love. None. It flows from us. So every time we breathe into our hearts, every time we choose a loving act, that energy of love vibrates from us in all directions. And it's a gift of love to everyone and everything in its path. That's my why, Shay, to expand the love to support all of humanity. And I don't think that's a lofty ideal or a passion or a why, because we're all connected. And so I think it's going to happen a lot more easily than we think it will.
I love it. I love how you broke that thing down. I love how you shared that with us. Thank you so much. You're so authentic. She speaks from the heart, and that's
my joy.
Yeah. And she's herself. Like, this is the way she was. Before we got started, I got a chance to talk to her, and the person you're hearing now is the person that she really is, by the way. We're moving to a some people are different off camera. They really are. But we're moving to a segment now called Today is My January 1st. And Today is My January 1st is one of our core beliefs. It's one of the values we hold near and dear to our heart. And for those folks that are listening right now, and those folks that know what I'm about to do, you can look right below the video, and you can write those words. Today is my January 1st. Today, not tomorrow, but right now is my January 1st. And those folks that want to know what am I talking about, today is my January 1st represents one of those days, not January 1st, but a day that you decide you're going to make a decision. And that decision could change the trajectory of your life. And I always say there's probably about 1,000 decisions throughout the day. And any one of them could make a difference for you. You make a decision that you're going to work out. I love to say that. That's a January 1st moment. Or you're going to sit back and binge watch Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video. They got so many now. Or you make a decision you're going to eat a vegan meal or a healthy meal versus hamburgers and french fries. So it's a do-over. Today is my January 1st. It's a fresh start. Today is my January 1st. My past no longer equals my future. So happy New Year to you, by the way. Today is your January 1st. My question to Ilene is, when she hears those words, today is my January 1st, what goes to your mind, Ilene?
I love that. I've never been one that, although I like setting intentions January 1st because it's that what we've always been taught, it's a new year, let's get going, let's create new intentions. And by the end of January, everyone has forgotten them. And so what really comes up for me when you share that is that every breath is an opportunity to make a new decision. I love thinking of things as cycles, right? So every breath, every moment, every hour, every day, every week, every month, they're all incrementally expanded from the moment, from the breath and the thought and the wisdom or intuition that you receive in the moment. And what really adds to the richness of that statement, Shay, is when we consider that who we are being in our relationship with ourselves is the ingredient that makes it all work, right? And so we know that whoever we're being in this moment, and so the more conscious we are, the more mindful we are every moment, gives us the richness of what I refer to as our superhuman power, which is conscious choice. It's that decision, deciding what we are, who we are being in this moment, and what do we choose for ourselves. And when we do that every moment that we're able to be conscious, the expansiveness of that, the richness of that continues to expand and grow. And it's a wonderful gift that we give ourselves, because without conscious choice, we always default back to old behaviors. Default behaviors are never the ones that feel good to us. They're never the ones that are life affirming. So I really love that you asked that question. And because I do love to remind my clients and anybody that I talk to, right, that that's your superhuman power, is being in the moment and choosing consciously who you're being, and your actions will follow.
Wow, I love it. Very powerful. Folks that are listening are curious. Number one, what type of clients do you work with these days? I'm not sure if you've even taken on additional clients. And number two, how can they best connect with you over and beyond this conversation right now? And you, as you're listening right now, do me a favor for those folks that are watching, hit the share button. Copy the link and pay this message forward. You can share this message. Good news is Ilene didn't show up today and say she needs a Zelle payment or a Cash App. No credit card needed. She's here today to serve and add value. Serve and add value. You can do the same. So hit the share button right now and pay this message for you. If you're watching on Amazon, I get it, TV, or if you happen to be watching on one of the stations, I get it, but you can still pay the message for it. All right, over to you to tell us about the type of clients you're working with and how they can best connect with you.
Okay. So I work a lot with entrepreneurs, which is part of the reason why I feel so blessed to be here. I do a type of almost like spiritual business coaching. So I love working with entrepreneurs because, remember, I believe that who we're being is the most important ingredient in terms of how successful we are as entrepreneurs. So whatever it is that is limiting an individual, whether they're generally a heart-centered person or not, I love to assist in helping them to hold that space in their relationship with themselves, to help them to clear whatever limits them to hold that space with themselves, and offer spiritual wisdom readings as an Akashic Records reading would do, or an intuitive reading, to help them to define their business sometimes. Sometimes we call forth from the spiritual realm your spiritual board of directors for your business. And it's been a lot of fun through the years to be able to imagine that you've got a boardroom and it's all those wonderful spiritual beings that support you, that show up. And we find wisdom from that realm, not just the left brain information to help you to expand your business. And it's done a lot for many of my clients through the years to expand their financial abundance. And it's been a lot of fun and a lot of joy to be able to do that. I also love working with vibrational healers, people that are involved in energetic healing in some way, and they're looking to expand their skills. They know that they have gifts, but they're not trusting them. These are people that I love to work with as well. But keep in mind, no matter who it is that I'm working with, whether they're children, whether they're someone that has a physical manifestation of dis-ease and they're looking for help on how to clear that energy, people with relationship challenges, or entrepreneurs that are looking to take their business to the next step, or those that are looking to expand their gifts of understanding how to work with the energy. It starts with who they're being in their relationship with themselves. And that's where we begin. And I love teaching Ho'oponopono with my clients. And so that being the ancient Hawaiian process of forgiveness, transmutation, it helps. It's an easy clearing tool that helps to continually clear whatever limits us in any way, no matter what it is. And that's something that I love to do. And that's very empowering for entrepreneurs to have a very simple process that helps them to keep clearing whatever might be a charge when they're about to have a conversation with a client, a customer, a business partner, someone that's a vendor, anybody that they're in relationship with, to help keep clearing the path of what might create a challenge, an issue, a problem, or a charge with business relationships or personal. So I work with a broad range of individuals, but mostly entrepreneurs or women, but I do have a nice clientele of men that seems to be growing right now, which I'm very grateful for. And because men working on their relationship with their heart, especially if they're entrepreneurs, goes back to what we talked about a few minutes ago. Businesses that are coming from the heart, that are serving from the heart, are the ones that are going to thrive over the next several years. The old way of doing business is not going to work. So this pivot that we're all experiencing, to me, it's a great gift. It's a challenging one for many of us that live by ourselves, that feel very isolated on many levels, but it is a huge opportunity for all of us to rethink how we are doing business and to find ways to serve that come from the heart. And we don't need brick and mortar to do that. There's a lot of ways that you can use this heart connection to expand who you are being and how you are doing what it is that you do to serve. And I love supporting you in this way. So how you can reach out to me? The easiest way is to schedule a complimentary heart healer session with me. And to do that, just go to my website at Ilene, I-L-E-N-E, thehearthealer.com/contact. And there's a link there. You can hop into my scheduler and schedule time with me so that I can hear what you're identifying as your limitations right now, offer wisdom and tools for you to get started in a way that I like to teach. And then you get to decide if you want to take the next step with me and continue on. It's my joy to serve. So schedule your complimentary heart healer session today. Go to ilenethehearthealer.com/contact. Thank you.
What is that website to go to once again?
Ilene, I-L-E-N-E, thehearthealer.com/ contact.
I love it, man. I'm so super pumped. I'm feeling the love coming through the power of these fiber optic lines right now, by the way. It's so much love, and I love it. We're moving to a segment now called Rapid Fire, and it's where we get to ask any question on our mind, and you get a chance to respond if you like, or you can do a pass. And one of our favorite questions to ask almost every single episode is, of all the mentors that you've had along this journey of life, I guess it could go on and on, couldn't it? But what's one of the lessons you learned from any of your mentors that you would like to pass on to us? And while we may never meet your mentor, we get a chance to take away the wisdom they passed on to you.
One of my mentors, my first mentor in energy medicine and healing, her name is Nancy Wingirter. She was the founder of Healing Touch Florida way back in the 90s. And there are two things that she's shared with me that I still hold in my heart. One is that we are always the student and the teacher. And when we recognize that there is part of us that is the student that's learning from every interaction that we have, and part of us that can be the teacher, to me, that keeps us humble. It keeps us in perspective, everything that we're experiencing. And it offers up the opportunity to recognize the gifts of the person that we're communicating with as the teacher by stepping back and being the student and looking at them as a wisdom speaker, someone that, although they may not be at the same level that we see ourselves at for whatever we are in service to them for, there is always something to learn from them. And the other thing is that as a teacher, as a facilitator and a teacher, you know, our students will exceed our successes. They will surpass us in some way, shape, or form. And that's a good thing, because by being a teacher that has students that will eventually succeed and surpass them, we guarantee the future of that which we hold near and dear, that is our service. And those are two things that I think that I will forever hold Nancy in my heart. I mean, there's many other reasons that I love her, but those are two of the biggest lessons that I hold in my heart that I think has helped me to be a better teacher and to be a better facilitator of healing than I was when I started.
Wow. You know, what do you do for fun when you're not out saving the world and passing love, so much love and so much heart-filled vibrations? Like, what do you do for fun?
You know, I'm really very boring, to be honest with you. I love being at the beach when I can go there. I haven't done much over the last year. I love
Welcome
music.
to the club.
Yeah, I love music, and I really miss going to a restaurant with a friend or a colleague and sharing a really good meal. Food that is healthy and delicious and all savoring of the flavors, and good conversation and sharing that loving space with someone. Those are things that I really love to do. I love relationships. I value them. They're to me the richness of my life. And so that to me is fun. But I like to watch movies. That brings joy to me, and I do love the beach. Not to sit in the sun, but I love to look at it, I love to walk it, and I love the smell of it. And the feeling of being so close to Mother Earth when I am at the beach. When I was a kid, I remember one of my parents' friends had a place at the beach in South Jersey. And whenever I was troubled, and I lived a couple of hours from it, whenever I was troubled when I was old enough to drive, that was the place that I would want to go. It was a place that I could get all my thoughts together, and everything would come into view. Perspective was able to be built, and I always felt better. And so I do it in my mind when I can't get there physically, and it almost feels exactly the same way, because the energy of it is right here. It's not 5 miles away. It's right here. Yeah, so that's what I do for fun.
Matt, thanks so much for sharing. Let me first say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. You have a heart, can I say that, to give, and you have a heart to serve. And how all of you can give a digital applause is watching. How you can give a digital applause is you can hit the share button, and you can pay this message forward to your community. Hit the share button now. Hit the share button now, and pay this message forward to someone else so they too can benefit. I want to turn it over to you to have your final thoughts and comments. Before you do that, I'd like you to talk about the power of collaborations. You and I are here because of Faith James, and she was able to connect us at a time when some folks are holding their cards close to themselves. They don't want anyone to know who their partners are. She's opened up, and she said, "I believe, Shay, in the law of abundance." And so it's through that. So it's a two-part question. And number one, talk about the power of collaborations. And Faith James, thank you so much. Shout out to Faith James. You're amazing. You're incredible. And then the second part of the question is tell them again how they can connect with you. And then your final thoughts, your final comments to empower, inspire us as we close out. So thank you so much. It's been certainly an honor, and I can't wait to have you back.
Thank you, Shay. The power of collaboration, you just said it. When people are, especially when in the entrepreneurial environment, when we live from the heart, when we're consciously connected to the heart, it isn't competition. I get a feeling in my spine when I hear somebody say competition. You want to do this to fight the competition. The word even fight is unpleasant to me. What I trust and know is that collaboration, cooperation is truly the best way that we can expand and grow our businesses. And the more generous that we can be to connect people to people that can be in service to them, the more we are serving ourselves and growing our own businesses. So the energy of collaboration, I'm so grateful to Faith James for so many reasons. Her generosity of heart as a branding coach is extraordinary. And there are others as well. Tasha Chen has been also another person that has opened up the heart of collaboration and cooperative business with everyone that she does business with and that she trains. These are wonderful examples of people that have made successful businesses on the concept of collaboration rather than competition. To have a world that we can feel good about living in, collaboration, creating community is an integral part of how we will not only survive as a species of humanity, but we will thrive. It starts with connecting at the heart level with ourselves and others. It's felt by each of us when the other person is genuinely concerned and cares about us. It doesn't make being in business something that is unworthy of being remunerated, of developing financial security and abundance beyond our potential dreams. That can be accomplished in and including and at the core from the energy of love and collaboration and creating community. And this is a very important aspect of being a successful entrepreneur and why the secret to the success is starting with your relationship with yourself and being loving with who you are with you and letting that radiate out from you in how you are being with everyone that you come in contact with and the wonderful people that you're here to serve. And so much of what prevents us from being able to do that comfortably is childhood stuff. It's the stuff that the child within us is reacting to, not the adult in us, that in our left brain logical mind we know is not true. So we need to take a look at what it is that is limiting us from childhood and work with very empowering tools that can help us to break those patterns, to clear them from this energy field that is us, so that we feel safe and comfortable being the loving person that we are. And it is my joy to be your guide along this journey of conscious heart connection. Schedule your complimentary heart healer session now. Go to ilenethehearthealer.com/contact and schedule your time with me. It will be my joy to spend that time with you and to hear you, listen to you, and to offer some wisdom to help guide you along this journey of entrepreneurial success. I am so grateful for this opportunity, Shay, for you opening up your heart to me and to my mission, to my service, and allowing me this space to speak to your tribe, your community. Thank you so much. You are such a divine, loving man, and I thank you from my heart. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Ilene. We certainly appreciate it. Can't wait to have you back. For those folks that are watching out there, I want you to know, every one of you watching right there, you're already a winner. Today is your January 1st. It starts from here, inside the heart. For you, the entrepreneur that's watching, for you, today is your January 1st, because you can use this for good, not for evil. And for you, as you're watching, I know you're already a champion. I know you're already a winner. You might as well put your sunglasses on, because the future is bright. And for you, the best is still yet to come. The best is yet to come. The best is still yet to come. With that being said, for those folks that are curious, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart right here, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember, time is long. It's so long. Life, on the other hand, is very, very short. You got to live in that moment, and you got to make it count. God bless, and we wish you success. Thanks a lot, Ilene. We certainly appreciate it. We're out of here. Thank all y'all for watching, by the way. We're gone. Till next time, peace. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Yeah.
Thank you. God bless.